In videos 2 and 3, you're going to be looking at some things that more or less have you focus on what it means to be a good learner and to work in groups and what negatively affects that. So, um, in this video, I simply want us to think about, when you work in a group, what causes it to go well, and what causes problems with that situation. What are some things that cause for a good group environment, and what are some things that cause for a bad group environment and group work? And so I'll give you one example. For bad, one of the things that I find very frustrating when I'm working in a group is those people that won't consider others' ideas. Can't spell today. Those people that just whatever decision that they want to do or whatever they want to do is the only way that it's going to be done, or they're not going to be happy. And so they're just not being reasonable as far as um, the ideas. And then for like good is if this is a multi-day thing, is that like attendance is important, right? You want people that are going to be there every time you guys meet as a group. Um, So those are just some, I'm not going to do any more because I want you guys to be thinking about it. In fact, on a piece of paper or on the whiteboard that you got from me, you could start to make a list similar to this of what is good and what is bad about group work, or what positively affects group work and what negatively affects group work. And then the last part, because I'm just going to do the one video for both sections, is mistakes. And I've uploaded 4 videos in the assignment, not here, but in the assignment, that have to do with making mistakes. And so I want you to watch at least 3 of them. Should take you about 30 minutes. If you want to watch the fourth one, please do, because they're kind of insightful. And the one thing that I want to mention here is that mistakes are good. Mistakes are important. If you think about somebody that may have invented something, they didn't just all of a sudden, Thomas Edison just didn't all of a sudden put together the light bulb. It doesn't work that way. He had thousands and thousands of mistakes, errors, mess ups, whatever you want to call them, before he um, figured it out. So mistakes are every time you try before you get to success. Just because mistakes are trials for success. So you just keep on, and the point is that you keep with it. If you don't know how to do something initially, and you talk with some people in your class, or you ask me a question, and you try it again. Um, so in this class, we're going to be honoring the work more than accuracy. So if you're one of those people that can look at a problem and just write down the answer, um, then you're going to have to think more about the process that you went through to get there and write that down. So if I have something like equals, I don't know, 7, this, if you all of a sudden can say, oh, the answer is 3, x equals 3, well, that's okay, except for we know there's steps to get there. We know that we have to isolate the variable. We have to get rid of this -2 by making it 0. So we're going to add 2 there. And thinking of this as being like a scale, if you do something to one side of the equal sign, you also have to do it to the other side. Otherwise, the scale becomes unbalanced. So then we have 3x equals 9. Now this is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So you would divide both sides by 3, cancel those out, and so x equals 9 divided by 3, which is 3. It's the same answer, but here I showed the steps. What if I took that same problem and I did -2 here, -2 here, that's 5. So 3x equals 5. Divide by 3, divide by 3, and x equals 5 over 3. And one thing I will tell you in this class is that fractions does not mean that it's a wrong answer. A lot of times when you're working with math, if you get a fraction, you automatically assume it's wrong. That's not the case for this class. We'll be working with lots of decimals and fractions. But in this case, we did make a mistake. I can identify right here that whoever did this, instead of doing the opposite of the -2 and making this +2, they subtracted 2. Almost like ignoring this negative here and just did 2 minus 2. And so that caused this to be wrong. If you do this and I can see it, then I can see where your mistake is. If you just write x equals 3 or x equals 5/3, I might be able to figure out where your mistake is, but there's so many different ways to do problems that I need to see your work so that I can help you fix it, or you can discuss it in a group. Those are the types of things that need to happen in order for us to be successful in this process of getting used to working in math. So that's the end of the second video, and we're done with these. So once you've watched this video, then go ahead and work on 1.2 and 1.3.